Next up on the international news stage, we have Sharon Graves, Vice President of the Phorus Division of DTS, telling us a little bit about Play-Fi. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here to talk to you about Play-Fi. One of the biggest trends, I think, at this year's CES, as you can tell just walking around the floor and reading the news, is about wireless audio technology. In fact, our last presenter made a great presentation about that. And I think when we're thinking about wireless audio, we really have to bring it back to what we're trying to accomplish, not just talk about the technology, but why on earth would we want to do this? And so let's just start there.
Before compressed files, earbuds, and super smartphones, there was music. It filled our lives. It filled our homes.
Oh, life is happening now.
Introducing wireless technology that's bringing music back. Back to where it once belonged. Country in here. Rock stars over there. Pop. Hip-hop. And beyond. In all its multi-room, even multi-tune glory. Now, the music never has to stop. Now, with Play-Fi, music is home.
So happy to be home.
So we really wanted to think about this emotion of bringing music home again when we created what we're calling Play-Fi. This is all born out of a group of audio enthusiasts who were missing that feeling of coming home and listening to music out loud. It turns out that this drive to do that is at the convergence of two of the biggest trends in consumer electronics that we've seen for a long time. That is obviously the proliferation of mobile devices. I think everybody walking around, not just this show floor, but every floor in every town in all the world is now carrying a smart device, billions and billions of them. And they're being used not just to text, not just to talk, but to entertain. And one of the primary vehicles for entertainment is streaming services. I think we can see by the growth of things like Spotify and Pandora and Deezer and the new services like Tidal that are coming out that consuming music on your device is one of the biggest things we do with these devices. And what that's led to is a demand for quality audio when you come home. Why would you put all that variety and bring it home and then listen to it through cruddy Bluetooth or crappy headphones? Unfortunately, up until just about a few years ago, the consumer options to listen to music at home were fairly limited. You had these very high-end, closed ecosystems that were created by companies like Sonos, and now they're competitors that are emerging here at the show and elsewhere, where you have some very, very high-end products that communicate just with each other. They provide a great quality experience, but they're really limited, and they don't expand to include other things. And then you had the convenient, easy-to-use systems like Bluetooth that everybody has on their phone, but you trade off audio quality when you go with that. Apple had their version in AirPlay, and now Google has Google Cast, but those were really never meant for whole home enjoyment. And that's where Play-Fi comes in. So Play-Fi is a solution that brings together the best of both worlds. We bring you the high quality of streaming over Wi-Fi, which gives you range. It lets you do pristine, lossless, bit-for-bit streaming from your device to your speaker network. And we do enable the full multi-room simultaneous streaming use case with a latency that is unbelievable. You can synchronize 16 speakers in your home with perfect crystal clear synchronization. And we do that in a way that is completely open. Play-Fi is a technology that can be used by multiple brands, by multiple phones, by multiple devices. So it's finally the first open ecosystem for wireless home audio streaming. So with that, you get no more compromises. You get the best of both worlds. It's made for multi-device lifestyles. Why on earth would you invest in a speaker that only talks to Apple devices? Or why would you invest in a speaker that only talks to Android devices? Why wouldn't you have something that could work with every single device in your home? And that's what Play-Fi lets you do. This is a glimpse of our Android application. Within the Play-Fi application, we deliver not just control and management of your speaker network, but a host of music services and features like multi-zone streaming, send one song upstairs and another song downstairs. Our synchronization is so good that you can set up a pair of speakers at the left and a right and send them sound wirelessly, and you will hear the drums on one side and the horns on the other, all over your standard Wi-Fi network. Likewise, we have a similar application for iOS and a very unique offering for the Windows environment. So many people still have so much music on their PC. We actually put Play-Fi right into the operating system, so you can stream any audio at all, from any service, from any website, out to the network of your speakers using the Play-Fi Windows OS. We do work very closely with the content partners. Music systems are great, but if there's nothing to hear, it doesn't make sense. So we have a breadth of content available from leading service providers all around the globe. You see some of them up here. We just announced at the show that we're working with Rdio. We also have a new agreement with Tidal. One of the best things about Play-Fi is it does support extremely high resolution, great sounding audio files. So I think between this list and more that are coming, you pretty much have every song on earth on a Play-Fi system. We at DTS are not making products. We are making this technology open and available to leading brands, both on the audio side and on the device side. And we make it very easy to add Play-Fi to your products. In fact, the Mass Fidelity Cube could soon be a Play-Fi connected product if you would be interested in that. We have apps, as I mentioned, that can be embedded. And we also work with device companies like Hewlett-Packard, who will be putting Play-Fi directly into Hewlett-Packard tablets and PCs. So when you open up that laptop, you can instantly stream to a Play-Fi network in your house. We have world-class production partners for people who are looking to build Play-Fi products. We're working with some of the largest manufacturers in the world to make it easy to bring Play-Fi products to market. And most importantly, Play-Fi technology has been embraced by some of the best audio brands on the planet. If you look at some of these names up here, people like Polk Audio, Definitive Technologies, Macintosh Laboratories, Paradigm, Anthem. We're working with Sonos Faber from Italy. We just announced at the show that company Eric's is going to bring our products to Europe. So you can see that these audio brands who care about the way you listen to music at home have all embraced this idea of enabling connectivity through a common platform. And what that means is a product from Polk, a product from Definitive, and a product from Macintosh can all live in your home, communicate seamlessly together thanks to Play-Fi. And you can choose the brands and the looks that you like based on your appetite and where your home works, and Play-Fi will make them all work seamlessly together. And that's the idea behind Play-Fi. I'm happy to chat with you and answer some questions now.
Excellent. Take a seat. So, I mean, this is all about being open and just being able to use anything and not be brand specific or
exactly, because one of the things, we all love Sonos. If you've had a system, you know it works great and it's really nice, but you're really stuck once you make that decision of having a Sonos household. And maybe you're a guy who loves the way that an Anthem speaker sounds or a Sonos Faber speaker sounds. So what this does, it lets you get that Sonos experience, but pick and choose the audio products that would work for you. So right now, we have available 16 different Play-Fi SKUs, everything from 2 gorgeous sound bars to a portable waterproof speaker that you can take out to the backyard. So you already have more choice today with Play-Fi than from any of the closed ecosystems, and that number is only going to get bigger.
And talking about choice, I mean, the amount of streaming services that are now available, there's just so many. And do you think that's really pushing forward, you know, this wireless speaker, as you were saying, there's just so many out there now?
Well, it's definitely, because when you first get the taste when you're on the go in the car or at the gym of having so many choices of how and what you listen to, almost any song you can imagine is playing right now somewhere. But then when you came home to have to change that, and compromise the way you listen, either by putting your phone down in a dock, which you don't want to do, or listening through headphones when you have people around, which you don't want to do. So taking those streaming services and enabling them to fly off the phone and into the home entertainment area is really, I think, what's going to make them come alive. And that's why the content partners are so excited to work with companies like Play-Fi, like Sonos, like others, to give their consumers that experience when they come home.
And congratulations on your first European speaker manufacturer deal.
Yeah.
That's exciting. When will we be seeing the products in Europe, do you think?
So they just announced the partnership here at the show, so I'll let them talk about the products and the availability. But
Sure.
We've been very excited to see the global interest in wireless audio, and we expect to see even more announcements like that coming down the pike.
That's very exciting. Well, thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
That was Sharon Graves. For more from the International News Stage, check back for more interviews and pitches right here on the stage.